Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to replace the coolant temperature sensor in my 2011 Nissan Altima. It should be pretty straightforward. Shouldn't need very many tools to do this. I'm going to try to do this the least complicated way possible. Just for reference, the Nissan genuine part is 22630-JA10A, and that we're going to go with a genuine Nissan part here. I had replaced this sensor previously, as you may see from a previous video uploaded, for having an erratic reading on the coolant temp sensor, which was causing the engine RPMs to rev up and down during certain temperatures whenever it was during a cold start and warm up. It definitely got better, but there's a couple spots that I noticed that it still surges. Nowhere like it did before, so we're going to get rid of that CarQuest one that I purchased. We're just going to put in an actual genuine Nissan one. So I'm going to go ahead and just get started here. Just for reference, I'm going to try to show you here where the sensor is. It kind of lives down in there. You can't really see it because it's really dark, but my finger is pointing right at it right there. It's just a little wire connector. So we're going to go ahead and try to do this, like I said, the less complicated way. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just disconnect this air cleaner box here front. It just should be able to just lift straight up here and get that out of the road. And then let's see if we can get you in any closer now. So you should be able to see that much better now. So there's the sensor right here. You can see there the shiny, it's got a new sensor in it. So should be able to sneak my fingers in there and hopefully disconnect that by just pushing on this little tab here and then lifting up. Go ahead and do that. Okay, so you have to excuse some of the background noise and the wind and the cars and everything else, just because it is a busy area that I live in, unfortunately. A little difficult for making YouTube videos. But what I did was I laid the paper towel here and stuffed it underneath the sensor here. I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze the tab here, and that should pop this connector, electrical connector, loose, move that out of the way. Next thing you're going to want to do is grab yourself some needle nose pliers and these little tabs here that you can push and release. Basically these two electrical connector, this is your mass airflow sensor, and these little things here, and they just basically squeeze together and pop out like a little squeeze with your pliers there, and it'll pop out, and there's the sensor down there. So then we'll go ahead and just simply unplug the mass airflow sensor like that. Kind of move your wire aside. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tackle this, which is a hose clamp that holds a snorkel on. That is going to just be a basic flathead screwdriver there. We'll do the trick on that. This is actually a side street that I live on, and it's incredibly busy. Sorry, I'm doing this with my non-dominant hand while holding the camera. Okay, that should be loose enough. Now there's going to be a 10mm fastener down there. We're going to work on getting that out. I have an extension for that. So we'll go ahead and do that. Grab a piece of this paper towel. There we go. Put that back under there. So what I like to do is take a piece of paper towel and stuff it in the socket here. Like this, and that basically helps you keep from losing the fastener down here. Didn't even need a socket wrench for this. I'm able to crack it loose by hand. Oh, busy street today. I think it's fully loose. So we should be able to go ahead and just put this aside. There goes the tractor trailer now. So this should just lift up, and then let me grab my bolt out of there so I don't lose it. On the bottom of here, there's a couple little tabs that stick out to go into rubber grommets. Set that aside. And that gives you a much better access, as you can see, to your sensor down there. So now what you're going to need is your 19mm socket. I'm going to throw an extension on here too, just to give myself a little bit of extra length. Get it down on there. We're going to crack that loose, there, like that. And then give it a second to get your new sensor ready. Grab it in your hand. Make sure the little crush washer is in place. Reposition my paper towels just to avoid a bunch of coolant from going everywhere. Probably won't get too much. That one threaded in. Always thread these in by hand. Yourselves on tighten. You're only going into aluminum, so you don't want to be too tight. That's probably more than tight. Okay. Your new sensor is installed. This is an absolute wonderful opportunity to check for any leaks and stuff while you're in here. So there's your new sensor, freshly installed, fully seated. As you can see, it didn't really lose any coolant. And then let's see here. That looks to be about pretty much it. Like I said, just make sure everything looks good here. Check your transmission mount, make sure it's good, which it is. And then we'll go ahead and get everything reassembled back the way it came apart. So. Alright, so now we're just basically reassembling everything. Make sure your air box is nice and clean. It is. So how did I get this? I think we had to go down forward. Ooh, the snorkel like that. Make sure your snorkel is fully seated. Any leaks on that. And then we can go ahead and grab that 19mm, or I'm sorry, your 10mm again. And we're going to go ahead and put that back down here in the air box. So put this tissue here and there. That just keeps you from dropping the bolt down in there. Make sure everything's lined up. Give that a little tighten. Okay, it's tight. Get your Kleenex or whatever you might have used, shop towel out of there. Okay. Now we're see any reason why we can't go ahead and reconnect these little tabs here for the mass airflow sensor wire. Plug the mass airflow sensor back in. We're going to go ahead and tighten up the snorkel here, your flathead. Make sure it's all the way seated properly. Okay. Now, you can go ahead and plug your connector back in to your sensor here. There you go. You'll hear it click. That means it's seated. That looks good. All right. I do not see any reason now why we can't go ahead and reinstall your air filter here. Good time to check it to make sure it's clean. I just changed this not long ago. Run that through like that. Go ahead and push those clips back down. All right, and then you should be able to just start it up. And I did not drain any coolant. I didn't disconnect the battery. Obviously, the vehicle was off, obviously. Like I said, the reason why this was doing it was because I was getting a little bit of a surging in the idle that wouldn't stop. I went ahead and installed the CarQuest Premium one. That made it significantly better. However, it still had a couple little fish bite jumps in it, even after reset the battery overnight. So we're going to go ahead and just put in an OEM sensor. Hopefully I can get my money back for that one, because the OEM one, believe it or not, was significantly cheaper. So other than that, should take care of it. And if you watch my other video for the coolant temperature failed video, I believe is what it's called, you'll get a little bit more information on why we did this, as well as a quick explanation in case I miss anything here on how to take that apart. So I hope this helps somebody out. I appreciate you guys for watching. You have a great day. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.